Hey guys, welcome back. In our previous video, we learned how to solve equations by completing the square. We're now going to use that skill to write the equation of a circle in standard form. So what we have here is the equation of a circle, but it's not in standard form. So the first thing I want to do in order to write it in standard form is collect like variables by each other. Now, not like terms per se, because x squared and 2x, they're not like terms because they have different powers, but it's the same variable. I want those by each other, so I'm going to rewrite this as x squared plus 2x, and because I have a squared and a first power term, I'm going to leave a blank. I'm going to add a c right there. I don't know what that c is yet, but we'll figure that out. Then we have plus y squared equals 35. Now I put a blank here. I'm going to have to add that same number right here. Okay, so to get this number, I'm going to complete the square using this right here. So I'm going to take b and divide it by 2 and square it. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so that's 1 squared, and 1 squared is 1. So I'm adding 1 in both of these blanks. Okay, now I will factor this trinomial. Okay, so we're looking for numbers that multiply to 1 and add to 2, but you may recall that I can actually just take this b and divide it by 2, and that would be 1. So what I have is x plus 1 squared, and that's my factored form. Plus y squared equals 36. So that is the equation of my circle in standard form. Now from there, I can find the center and the radius. So for the center, we have h and k. H is 1, k is 0 because we're adding nothing to the y here. Okay, so for the center, I have opposite signs, -1, 0. And then for the radius is the square root of this number right here. Remember, this number here is r squared. The square root of 36, the positive square root of 36 is 6. Okay, so here is my equation in standard form. Here's my center and my radius. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to start by collecting like variables together, x squared plus 4x, and I have a squared and a first power, so I'll leave a blank here to find a c. Then I have a y squared and a positive 6y, and I have a squared and a first power here, so I'll put a blank here, equals 36. Now I put 2 blanks on the left side, so I'm going to put 2 blanks on the right side. So to fill in my first blank, I'm completing the square right here. B is 4. 4 over 2 squared, so that's 2 squared, which is 4. So plus 4, and I'm going to do that on both sides. Okay, then I'll complete the square here. B is 6. 6 over 2 squared is 3 squared, and 3 squared is 9, so plus 9 on both sides. Okay, so now we factor. Half of b here is 2, so x plus 2 squared, plus half of b here is 3, y plus 3 squared, and then 36 plus 4 is 40, plus 9 is 49. Here is the standard form. For the center, we take the opposite of the numbers here, h and k. -2, -3 is the center, and the radius is the square root of this number right here, which is 7. Okay, a couple more of those. So we have x squared, no x term, so no completing the square for x, plus y squared plus 8y, squared term. So here we only had a squared term. Here we have a squared term and a first power term. So we need a blank equals 13 blank. Okay, complete the square right here. B is 8. 8 over 2 squared is 4 squared, which is 16. Okay, so we have x squared plus, and then the factored form, half of b is 4. Y plus 4 squared. And 13 plus 16 is 29. Here is my standard form. The center, from the x part here I get 0 because we're adding nothing. And negative 4. And the radius, the square root of 29, and I don't want to write that as a decimal, I'm going to leave it exact. It is the square root of 29. And then number 10, x squared plus 6x. I'm collecting my like variables, and I have a second power, I have a first power, I need a blank for a new c. And then I have y squared minus 14y and a blank equals 12, and I have 2 blanks on the left side, I need 2 blanks on the right side. Okay, so to complete the square here, I do 6 over 2 squared, that's 3 squared, which is 9, so plus 9 on both sides. Okay, then to complete the square here, I do negative 14 over 2 squared, so that's negative 7 squared, which is 49. So now to factor. X plus half of b is 3 squared plus y, and half of b here is negative 7, so y minus 7 squared equals 12 plus 9 plus 49. 70. So this is my standard form. Now the center is negative 3, positive 7. And the radius is the square root of 70. So 70 is 7 times 10. I'm not going to be able to get any square numbers that go into 70, so I'm just going to call it the square root of 70. That will not be simplified.